Hello, welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So today we're going to be, clearing these new missions, this 10th anniversary countdown. Moment here. Here we go. I haven't cleared these yet. They came out a few days ago now, as of the time I'm recording this, but I figured we'd just clear these all in a video here, use some of these old units again. Now it does show you in-game. It's just like every major Dokkan Fest that released up until the second year, I believe, anniversary. So, I mean, it ends off here with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. I do have this Frieza, by the way. I just have him sort of unawakened since I'm not done with the AGL Dokkan Fest Vegeta banner. I figure I might pull some more copies. I do want to reset his build a bit more. So yeah. Without further ado, we're going to cut here though. We're going to first jump into the stage 11. I'm going to make a team. Not sure exactly what I'm going to bring yet, but we're going to use a different team for all of these. But yeah, we will be right back and we're going to jump into the stage 11. Alright everyone, we are back. So, we made our team here. Like I said, we're going to jump into the stage 11 first. I just threw a bunch of these sort of characters together. I figured we'd go for a full grade 8 power sort of setup. That way we could use this guy pretty effectively. I feel like we might be able to still get some good usage out of this guy so long as we do have his sort of full condition up. Which I guess it is good that they also gave him grade 8 power instead of just crossover alone. But I'm still not sure. I haven't actually used him in a while. I mean, of course, this is only stage 11 of Infinite Dragon Ball history. A lot of these events are really old. I figure they're going to give us sort of missions based off of the content that was available roughly when those units came out. So I don't know even exactly when this came out. It was probably, in Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, 2020, 2021, something like that. So definitely a very old event. We're probably going to steamroll this, but we do got our two sort of conditions, both these Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. But yeah, let's just jump right in.
All right, let's do this.
And let's get this clear here. Oh yeah, we got Limit Breaker Vegeta first rotation. Getting a Super Saiyan 4 in slot 7 isn't the worst either. Yeah, I think this guy should be able to cook here. We'll see what happens, but once again, this should be very, very easy content. I barely even expect us to take damage. We're probably gonna one-shot a lot of these, or two-shot. I mean, we'll see. What do we got? I mean, we're starting off with a 7 million. What's this gonna do? Tech type, but we still do 1.5 health bars. That was without a crit. I mean, if this guy crits, he's just gonna blow him away. Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, these stages really aren't going to be able to withstand these units. I mean, a lot of them have easy 8 and such since their first, since these events first came out. But still good to get some of this in here. I figure a good way to sort of celebrate old stuff. Now, they did say that in November and December, I believe it was November and December, that certain characters would be boosted for a limited time. Now, I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean. It is related to the sort of campaign. Oh, right. He has a little nullification thing, right? He's going to nullify this too, isn't he? Yeah, okay. But they did say that certain characters would be boosted. I believe it was November and December, related to this campaign. So I'm wondering, how is that gonna work? In my mind, when I hear that, I think of the Legends boost system. If you guys don't play Legends, it's I'm sure you guys know what it is, but it's a PvP, mobile game, sort of counterpart to Dokkan. I used to play it a lot, not really so these days. But that being said, with Legends in their PvP system, they do have something called we'll keep this sort of AGL Vegeta over here, and then we can just to get the attack stats off and such. We'll get Super Saiyan 4 Goku on the other rotation, I guess. But you know, they have a sort of boost system, and this is like, you know, every month, every 2 weeks or so, they'll update it. So they'll take certain units off and they'll put certain units on, and there's like different grades, so units will get certain different buffs and such. I'm not really sure how that's going to work in Dokkan, because a lot of these units, you gotta think, they've been like dead for a while. I mean, I'm guessing why they're only implementing this for November and December. November and December would cover 3rd and 4th and 5th, 6th, and 7th anniversaries. Is how that is going to work. So I'm guessing why the boost system is going to be a thing is because they're like, okay, these are really old units that have already received their EZAs and are not in line for super EZAs. I feel like they didn't do the sort of boost feature here, because several of these units have already super EZA'd. But I figure it's for the sort of November and December. They're like, these units are really aged out and such, so we're gonna boost them up for a limited time, and that's, you know, how will help players clear. Now, I feel like it is worth mentioning. I haven't seen really anyone else mention this. But when they did announce Super EZA, they did say that they were considering other ways to boost already sort of Extreme Z Awakened characters, but we would, you know, find out more about that at a later date. I figure this is what they were referring to. At the time, I thought maybe what they would do is, since they were only boosting passive skills, maybe they would introduce like equipment, you know, like 6 months, a year after the unit already super EZA to, you know, maybe they'd get more creative with this sort of hidden potential stuff and give like actual percentage boosts and such. I figured that's what the route they would go when they mentioned that. But it does look like, although the thing is, we can't, I guess if we do this should be fine. So, I mean, that is unfortunate that it's not going to be some sort of like equipment or something. I really figured that's the route they were going to go. But, I mean, I am fine with just getting some sort of limited, you know, sort of boosts. Because I am really interested in seeing how it's going to work. I figure it's going to have to be, it's going to be weird, right? Because, like, it has to be, like, just straight up, they're going to add, like, new passives to these units, and then, like, just remove them after the boost goes away. Because I'm not, like, if they gave them all, you know, like, a bunch of stats, like, sure, it'd be powerful, but, I mean, how much would it really save them, right? Because you gotta think, a lot of these units are gonna have very low percentages, or some of them are even gonna still even have, like, just flat numbers. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they'll go about it. But I figure that will be pretty fun, and those will be obviously a lot more content, you know, entertaining, whatever, than these ones. So this sort of 1st and 2nd anniversary missions, they're going to be up until the end of October. They're doing these monthly, so the 3rd and 4th anniversary sort of ones are going to be introduced in November. So that's where they're going to boost those units, and that's just going to, as far as I understand, that's just going to last essentially the entirety of November. We'll have those units boosted. I'm not really sure what units will all be included. For this first part, they only included Dokkan Fest TURs. Now, Dokkan Fest LRs were not a thing up until the 3rd anniversary. The very first two, I was actually playing for this, was sort of Goku and Vegeta, you know, that fused into Super Saiyan 1 Vegito and Super Saiyan Gogeta, respectively. So, I mean, I expect we will see the Dokkan Fest LRs. It'll be those two and Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would be the only Dokkan Fest LRs on there. I don't really know what to expect otherwise. Like, I'm not sure if they're planning on... Here, hold on.
Everyone, lend me all of your Super Saiyan power. I'll never lose if I'm a Super Saiyan 4 at full power. Hurry up and give your tea over to Goku.
There we go, I was letting the animation play. But yeah, I'm not really sure the sort of route they're going to take, but it's definitely going to be very interesting. Once again, it'll be those sort of 4 Dokkan Fest LRs, but besides that, I'm not really sure what they're going to do. Like, are we going to see Yellow Coin LRs on there?
Get serious.
Because technically speaking, Yellow Coin LRs, they started coming out during the second... Now, I wasn't playing during the second anniversary, so my timeline may be a little off here. But at least for Global specifically, they did... The first one came out, it was Super Saiyan Gohan. It's the one that does the sort of father-son Kamehameha. That's the LR he awakens to. It's a super int character. You guys probably know of him. He actually had one of like the most underwhelming EZAs back in the day, unfortunately. So hopefully a super EZA is pretty good whenever that happens. But like I'm not sure. Are they gonna like temporarily boost Yellow Coin LRs as well? Because I actually don't think he came out for the sort of JP second anniversary. So maybe that's why he's not on the boost, and the Yellow Coin LRs will start appearing on the boost for the 3rd and 4th anniversary one. I'm not really sure. Or, you know, like for the 5th, 6th, 7th anniversary, like how are they going to tackle that? Because it was 2022 that, Bird 2, you know, Cooler, and Metal Cooler, the sort of Super Saiyan duo. Like, that was when Carnivals were first introduced. So I'm not really sure what all units are going to be appearing on this sort of featured boost. Because, once again, it's only Dokkan Fest TURs. There's no old banner units on here, but to be fair, old Dokkan was very different. So it's really hard to measure how they're going to go about it. But definitely very interesting to see. We're going to do his sort of transformation here.
It's about time we both got serious and had a battle to end all battles. The ultimate final battle.
Alright. I figured this is probably... should be over here. I haven't played this stage in forever. But we did just go against Sin. This is Omega, so... I imagine we should just, like, one-shot him here, right? I'll go dodge! But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm glad they're doing this. I'm also really excited to see what they're going to do with the sort of revamp for the tutorial. That should be a good way for players who have already cleared those missions. If you haven't cleared all of them, like if you're a new player, it's like the greatest fighter or something. You get this Namek Saga Goku. He's a physical LR. He's free to play. If you are like new and somehow just stumbled upon my video or such, you really should make sure to clear all those, because they are revamping the entire sort of the missions. So that means, I'm pretty confident that'll mean that veteran players will just like, you know, just get all those like rewards for free, which is very nice. And then there's going to be new free-to-play characters and such, so that'll be pretty cool to see if they're actually viable. Potential EZA for that LR. Really boost the Saiyan Saga team. Give some love to that category. Like, we're getting Namek Saga love with Vegeta right now. He's a bit of a controversial release, but I'll still take buffs for these categories. I do enjoy him. Namek and Saiyan Saga are... It always bounces around for me. Like, all the Z Sagas are great. I feel like for me, it's Namek or Cell Saga are my favorite, and they kind of bounce around between the two. But Saiyan Saga is like right there too, and Majin Buu Saga is like right behind it. But I really enjoy all the arcs a lot. But yeah, glad to see some content there. You know, some updates to some categories, old characters, and such. We are going to be right back. We're going to clear the next mission. All right, and we are back. This time, the mission is to clear Dokkan Event Boss Rush 3. So we do have a character here, Kid Buu. Obviously, he has super easy aid, so he is pretty powerful now. But he is included in the batch of units we can use. So we're just going to jump in here. We do have to get one of these units on every sort of player, and I figure we'll just sort of build teams vaguely around the idea of the character. Like, you know, last one we had the Super Saiyan 4s. We built a full like Super Saiyan 4 team. This time we're building like a. Actually, here, let me take him off. I mean, he is really good and such, but we're gonna do like a full Majin Buu Saga team here. But yeah, let's just jump right in and see. I mean, obviously this should be a pretty easy. These should all be pretty easy. I really don't expect any difficulty at all whatsoever with any of these. Even using some of the old units, it should be good. What do we want to do here? I feel like we're going to do this. That way we can get Kid Buu next to Buu Tanks. I mean, I don't really expect any challenge here, like I said. I mean, this is stage 3 of Boss Rush. This is so old. This is... I mean, it came out literally, like, right after the 2nd anniversary, I believe, because based off, like, the Dokkan events that are included. Alright, we had one more intro to go there. But yeah, as I was saying, based off like the Dokkan events included, I actually might have been playing when this dropped. 10th anniversary is going to be so insane. You gotta think. 10 years of this game. Like, a game lasting 10 years, being constantly updated, getting better over time as well, like not declining, slowly losing player base, like constantly growing, constantly getting better. I mean, Dokkan, we just synced. Like, you gotta think about this logically. There's like no way, because I remember back, like, quote unquote, back in the day, right? We were all like concerned, not necessarily because like the game is doing bad or anything, but like they've done like so many iterations of characters now that they have started, and they're gonna have to keep doing and keep doing more Dokkan original animations. Now, what that really means is, of course, as the game continues, you know, and unfortunately we don't have like the anime going because Shueisha are some bums. I mean, it is what it is, but Shueisha are really screwing us around. I mean, that's why we're not getting manga content adapted. But we do have Daima coming out at least. And, you know, maybe they do like a movie every like 4 years or such. I really do expect we could get like a movie announcement. I mean, not this year, but like, I figure like next year we could get a movie announcement for 2026 or something. I'm not really sure what they'd get into, obviously, but they have been sort of canonizing a lot of old villains with the Dragon Ball Super movies, with the Broly movie, and, well, I guess not canonizing, but I guess the better term is revisiting old villains. Like, Cell was already a canon, but Cell Max is just like a revisit to the character. Not exactly, but you get the point. I figure if they're going to keep doing that, maybe we could see, like, I don't know, like Cooler getting canon would be pretty cool. I'm not sure if they're going to do that, but like, I figure we could see like a movie 2026 or something. Now that being said, the point of bringing that up is there is only so much content they can adapt for like the first time, right? You know, at some point we're going to get. I'm surprised we haven't yet, but like for example, we just got our first Dokkan Fest Roshi. At some point we're going to get our first Dokkan Fest. You know, Krillin, Tien, etc. Kind of surprised, honestly, myself that Yamcha got those first, but I guess maybe because his sort of death pose is so iconic, and it really is, funnily enough. But I mean, it's not included anywhere in the card. Like they don't have like a revive where he transforms into another character or something. So it is kind of curious why Yamcha got a Dokkan Fest first, but before like Tien and Krillin. And even Roshi, I felt, deserved one more, but I mean, that's just what they decided to do. Really out of our control, obviously. But, I mean, there's some characters, you know, like Krillin, like Tien, you know, Chaozu is getting his first T-War. Crazy that is 10 years in, but it is true. There's only so much characters they can do, like, a first time for at this point. A lot of it is just like revisiting characters that maybe weren't animated the best because old Dokkan that they had bad animations. Like, for example, you know, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan easily. You know, the Int LR and the AGL Dokkan Fest LR, like those aren't. At least AGL Gohan, he's not like bad, but like the audio in it, because the old audio for like actives and such is bad, and you barely saw Super Saiyan 2 Gohan even after his EZA. Of course, it was easier with the Cell Max fight and such. But even then, you barely saw his Super Saiyan 2 form. And the father-son Kamehameha really does need to be like an active skill of some such. That way we can get it voiced. So, I mean, they have animations like that they can redo from big moments. But there's not a lot they can do. So, I mean, it is kind of surprising to see that the game is still ongoing and still going to be ongoing for so long. But with the larger point being, a lot of us, you know, I remember back in the day, it's like, you know, the game could end and still can end at any time, so it really isn't a wise choice to like spend money or something on it. But up until they said this sort of, you know, 2-year plan or whatever with 8th anniversary, you know, they have everything up to the 10th anniversary, you know, scheduled or something, vaguely. It was really just like, you know, who knows? The game could end at any point. It'd be stupid for them to do so, but it really could have. Then they gave that sort of 2-year timeline, and then it's like, okay, well, I mean, we definitely have at least another 2 years, which is good. But now with them just syncing the games, I mean, you got to think how much work that takes for them, how much investment that takes for them. There is no way I see this game ending before the 15th anniversary. I think we easily have another 5 years in this game. I'm not sure, obviously, and I feel like this game could go on even longer, but I feel like we easily make the 15th anniversary, which is a crazy milestone to talk about when, you know, we're not even at the 10th anniversary just yet. I mean, we're closing in, but we still got like 3.5 months, something like that.
Time to get serious.
So we still got time, but this game, it's going to be going on for a while, you know, which is really nice. It's just, you know, bringing back, building up to this, you know, doing these old events and such. It's really bringing back a lot of old memories of the game. Like, I remember an EZA like back in the day that I felt was so underrated. Like, people was like, yeah, he's good, but like they didn't really care about him, and they didn't really use him, and he was like rated poorly on people's lists and such. Super 17, AGL Super 17 EZA. He's the sort of 120 type leader for Extreme AGL. He was really like his EZA was so broken. He didn't really have any start of turn defense. But he did have 40% damage reduction start of turn. He built up defense and attack when getting hit, as well as damage reduction. He built up to like 70% damage reduction total. You know, it was a different environment back then. You really didn't need, you know, such start of turn stats and stuff. I mean, you can see that reflective even with some units nowadays. Like, he's definitely more of a niche bring, especially because he's banned in so many events. But like, you know, TUR, AGL Golden Frieza, 90% damage reduction, that's like all he has. You could still bring him into events. So, certainly they designed units back then a lot differently. You know, they'd have like a line or two for their passive, and that'd be it. Now we have like full Bible verses on every character. It's crazy, but it is what it is, right? And, I mean, just playing this game as long as I have, it was about... It wasn't the 2nd anniversary, and it wasn't Worldwide Download Celebration. To be fair, I did actually play the game a couple years before, the very first time I played it. I couldn't tell you exactly, right? The very first time I played. But it was... I remember, like, summoning for... it was like some... I think it was like a Tech Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And there was some Golden Frieza event to like farm or something. Like, I don't remember all the details now. It was a long time ago. But where this account that I've had for as long as I have originated was after Worldwide. If Worldwide was even, I think it was a thing. I think that might have been the first one. I'm not sure, but it was definitely after the 2nd anniversary. When I first started playing. So we're talking, and in fact, actually, I do remember I did actually summon for on release. I did summon on a different account, an old account, Strength Super Gogeta. Like, that was the 1st anniversary, so I played like a couple of times. I might have downloaded the game like 2 or 3 times back in the day before this account, but the game kind of like blew ass back then. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really enjoy the game nowadays, but the game, like, it is so unrecognizable between now and then. Like, you guys got to think, auto mode didn't even come in until this sort of version Z, which is where that Goku came from. And version Z, I mean, when was it? That had to have been between the 6th and 7th anniversaries, I think. So auto wasn't even introduced until like 4 or 5 years ago, right? I mean, that sounds crazy, but like, it's true. Like, there's a lot of examples like that where it just wasn't a thing, and it is rather newer comparatively. Like, it's a fair statement to say, you know, that like nearly half the time that I played the game, like, auto, you know, wasn't a thing. I started... It was fall, winter time after the 2nd anniversary. I couldn't place it exactly, but maybe I'd say, like, October, November-ish, somewhere around there, I think. Now, I wasn't, like, an active player then, but that's where this account originated. I started getting into it more with the 3rd anniversary. And I think when I really, like, jumped into it and have played it actively more or less, besides like some breaks, I think like 5th or 6th anniversary afterwards, I took a couple months breaks or something. But this game, like, I don't know, it's crazy to think about all the things they've done over the years. But yeah, we did clear the Dokkan event, Boss Rush 3. We did get our sort of mission there. We will be back in just a moment. We are going to set up the next team mission, and we'll jump in again. Alright, and we are back once again. This is going to be obviously more than a little overkill. But we're going to do this sort of worldwide download celebration team that I was able to build afterwards. Here, let's actually get Extreme Int you know, the Broly. Do I need? Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, yeah. So obviously, super easy A Broly. It just happened. He is included in this mission because it is just Dokkan Fest prior to 2nd anniversary. So we're just gonna jump right in, get this clear. I mean, I imagine we should like 1-2 shot most of these phases, which is kind of fun. But you know, obviously, it's not gonna be a challenge. You know, I figure with this event, it's more or less just like for veteran players, like, because a lot of newer players aren't going to have these units, obviously. I figured this is just for like veteran players to sort of, you know, relive the glory days, so to speak, right? It's definitely not like prioritized to newer players, because I mean, surely you could have picked up some of these units, but there's going to be a significant portion of the player base who, I mean, I don't want to say doesn't have any of these units, because like if you just played Worldwide Download Celebration, or we got like a Redstone, like you could have, we got like 2 or 3 actually, you could have picked up. I was talking over animation, still more to play. Lots of interest, my bad. But you definitely could have picked up some of these units for free. So even if you only have like one of these units, you should be able to clear these missions. But it's more for like veteran players, because obviously 10 years is like such a big milestone. So it's really to, you know, help celebrate and remember the years as we build up all the hype to whatever 10th anniversary is going to be. I personally think it's going to be like Super Gogeta, Super Vegito, as well as Super Saiyan 1 Goku, and like a final form to full power Frieza. Some sort of iterations of those characters. I mean, we'll see, but I've said several times now, my sort of prediction for 10th anniversary is a thematic callback to 3rd anniversary, in which all the events were Namek Saga based. But the main headlining units were the Dokkan Fest, the new Dokkan Fest LRs, Super Saiyan, Vegito, and Gogeta. We're also going to go into our transformation here. We'll be right back. Alright, yeah, I with the intros, I was accidentally talking over. I did want to make sure not to, there. Just, you know, these animations are really nice and such, and, you know, them being voiced, they do really sound good. So I do try to, sometimes I do, but I do try to not talk over them. But yeah, I mean, we're going to, like, one-shot, like, every phase of this, so practically. I mean, the amount of damage, like, units do nowadays, and really, the amount of defense they have. Wait, one more intro. Okay, there we go. We should be good now. I mean, there's a couple other animations I guess we technically could see, but we should be fine. But yeah, this is really just meant for older players, as I said. Really to relive these sort of old days. Now, this is gonna, I mean, with every unit, every kit, like nowadays, like what the bosses do, you really wouldn't be able to tell. But there was like a time in this game where, you know, just like having defense stacking alone was like enough to make you god tier. Oh, a transformation now. Oh, I mean, at least it's not voiced, but like it was just, I mean, that alone was enough. Like the environment of the game, like you'd only do like a couple million damage, a few 100,000 defense. I mean, really up until like the 7th anniversary is where everything like changed forever. I mean, certainly you could say like up to 2019 was old Dokkan, and then I'd say between 2020 and the start of 2022 is modern Dokkan. But I would really like that's where they got their sort of formula. You know how they set up the years really intact. You know they've stayed more or less true to that sort of formula they've had since like 2020. But I'd say I'd even call like after sort of 7th anniversary, 2022, and into current day, I'd really call it like postmodern, uh, Dokkan, because like even though like 2021 and 2022, several schedule sort of the schedule has more or less been not like the units that come out, right, but the sort of the way they do them, like how the celebrations are formatted and such. It's really been consistent for a while now, but just the environment of the game has changed so much that it doesn't really even feel fair to call that modern Dokkan. But here, let's kill Paragus here. I've been yapping for a moment.
Where do you think you're going? I'm preparing the rocket so he can escape the explosion. And a rocket built for one person.
Okay, I actually do want to get some gameplay out of Janemba here. He's not built up or anything just yet, so we'll take a little bit, but even with him, obviously, he should be killing this pretty fast. I do need to do proper showcases for, like, jumping into several fights with like, him and, Gogeta and such. Even like Super Easy A Broly and Easy A Goten and Trunks, like there's just been so much to do. I really haven't jumped into a lot of those things that I really want to. I've just been focusing on the sort of newest stuff here, of course, and I figure we'll work our way back after like clearing this. I figure more or less like I have all of like the content cleared. I think I'm gonna have this go up Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I'm recording this a few days prior. We're gonna be jumping into some of the fights and stuff before this goes out, like Super Gogeta, Super Janemba. Those are definitely real content, real hard content. Really good to see that they finally started doing that. I really don't know why the whole world wide they just like held out on us. I really don't understand. Like at all, but like at the end of the day, it is what it is, right? It happened, and it sucks, like the way that they handled worldwide. But at least I feel they ended up on an extremely positive, extremely good note. So I'll give them credit where credit is due. But like if they put out one of these surveys, right? I am gonna be honest. You really should. I mean, that's how you get the game improved, obviously. But the way they handled the sort of worldwide, I think, was pretty poor. Now, to be fair, I would say, like, they do only have a finite amount of resources, right? This is still a mobile game, and this is a gacha game whose motive and entire intention, it's a business. They want to make money. They want to entice you to buy stones so they make money, right? There's no two ways about it. I mean, it is what it is. Some will call it like predatory and such, and sure, I don't necessarily disagree, but it's capitalism, they're trying to make money, so at the end of the day, they're going to do whatever they think is best to do that. And I think in this scenario, they probably pulled away a lot of resources from worldwide, because they're only so finite. With Daima coming out, I feel like their idea is to capitalize on Daima, when the hype is fresh and such. I really do expect it doesn't look like we're going to get units like immediately, but they did reveal these sort of SR into SSR sort of Goku and Vegeta cards for Daima. I really expect the first Dokkan Fest to be a sort of base to Super Saiyan Goku. But besides that, I would say I really don't expect big Daima stuff until, like, you know, New Year's. I think New Year's will be some sort of Daima like Goku and Vegeta, but I really only expect, you know, like 1 to 3 like major like Daima releases throughout the year. I really feel like we're gonna see a lot more of it post 10th anniversary. But I mean, I guess we'll see exactly. It should be finishing up roughly around February. So definitely we're gonna have. I mean, we could see something like for Saiyan Day, you know, the Dokkan Fest following. I feel like we're gonna see Daima stuff easily for like the next year or two, which is pretty cool. But I mean, I'm not a big chibi sort of art style fan myself, but once again, another one of those things where it is what it is. Obviously, I'm going to watch it because, you know, rest in peace, you know, Toriyama, of course. He affected all of our lives in so many ways with the Dragon Ball IP. Truly the GOAT. You know, I was sort of questionable about Daima before, just from seeing the art style, but I do have to watch it as the sort of last project to, you know, honor him and such. I mean, ever since I was a kid, you know, I've been consuming Dragon Ball. Like, it's a big thing. So I'm definitely hyped for it. But, you know, it sucks. I mean, the point being there, it sucks that they pulled away from Worldwide, but I really think they're diverting the resources to make Daima and 10th anniversary even better, which I feel like overall is probably the better use of resources. Unfortunate that they had to pull away from Worldwide, but, you know, it happens. I've been yapping again for a minute here, just because this transformation takes a while. I didn't want to pause with me. Potentially lose my point. Let's get this over with, though. Alright, so we should be... I think there's just like one more character after this. I think it's MUI Goku after this, and then we're just like done with the stage. So at that point, we only have one more stage to complete. Sort of. Actually, I'm not really sure what it is, but obviously we'll get that in this video too. This is a bit of a longer one and more of like you know, a dialogue focused one instead of like a gameplay focused one. But these sort of missions, I really feel like, at least for this October batch, it's more like reserved. Like that's another way they're diverting resources. Like these sort of boosts. I mean, we'll have to see how they work in game, but you do gotta figure that, you know, they are essentially, depending on how it's gonna work, like making like full new kits and maybe super attack effects, leader skills. Like, we really don't know how it's going to look, but certainly they are diverting resources to that as well, and that's definitely going to be a lot more interesting. The November-December sort of content, we will have a lot to talk about there. I mean, we're going to try like all of those units out when that does happen, but that is still a little bit off now, obviously. I mean, we're only like a week into October as the time I'm recording this, so definitely a little bit off still, but you know, that sort of this content batch is a little more weaker. Just reminiscing sort of. The next one I expect to be like major hype, but I guess we'll see. Let's go into Janemba's Rage mode to end this. Alright, I expect this should essentially just like the first Janemba should like just one shot, but I guess we'll see. 18.2 mil. Guaranteed crit. Oh, wait. Right. He has this dodge. I mean, 7 mil guaranteed crit will still kill. And he dodged again. Yeah, right, this event was like so annoying back in the day. This boss was so hard to beat because like I think you can't like dodge. I think these last two phases. I could be wrong, but obviously he can dodge non-stop like that. So we only landed in normal. So now we didn't even get the kill with the rage. I mean, maybe Janimbo will still be able to kill. I guess we'll see. Not the biggest deal in the world. I expect if we land like an attack really with like any of these characters, it should kill. But I mean, we'll see. Oh yeah, he's dead. 100%. 17.8 mil. You're done, buddy. Oh really? One more attack, huh? We didn't get our additional super. Bio Broly, finish. Oh, he actually is going to? Oh, he actually is going to, okay. Alright, there we go. So, we got this sort of one cleared as well. And we just have one more mission to clear. And that will be it for the October batch. I'm not really sure if, like, next batch they're going to have, like, another 4 missions there, too. But certainly, I figure we can get a lot more, like, with the boost, sort of, the unit boost mechanic. Or however they're going to implement that. I really do feel like that's going to be a lot more interesting. We'll be able to try like several units and see how that works exactly. But we're gonna close here for now. We will be right back after we make our team and such, and jump into the final mission for this October batch of 10th anniversary countdown missions. All right, and this sort of final mission is to clear. Just any stage of the GT sort of fight here, Red Zone. We're going to clear the final stage, Omega Shenron. And obviously this is our sort of unit here, the Goku Black. He has Super Easy 8 as well. Figured we just go like a Super Bosses sort of setup here to finish out. And yeah, let's just jump right in. We have been at this for a while, I've been yapping. We do have some more animations to play here, but we'll get this finished up pretty quick.
Acts of God are inherently pure, while mortal endeavors will inevitably become wicked, corrupted, marred by death.
This really should be pretty easy overall. I mean, I guess we'll see, but once again, I mean, we haven't struggled at all with any of these. I wonder how the boost system is going to work, and like what mission stages will have us tackle there. Like, because for this sort of batch, it's events that sort of well, no, that's not really even true actually, because GT Red Zone came out with the 7th anniversary. So they are really just sort of giving us just like whatever sort of mission-wise. So certainly I could expect, with like units being boosted. I mean, that really is the big hype thing to talk about with this countdown celebration stuff. I really do expect they could even like have us go against, like, all right, here's the Super Gogeta fight. Beat it with, extreme strength. Or it'd be the 3rd to 4th anniversary units, but say they boost like the Dokkan Fest LRs in some way. I mean, they've easy aid, but they're not going to super easy for a long time. But this sort of temporary boost, say, this temporary boost makes Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta 4th anniversary Dokkan Fest LRs top 10 units in the game, right? And they're like, all right, go clear the Super Gogeta fight or something. Like, I can totally see it going down that route. I'm not really sure, obviously, because this is the first time they're going to be doing something like this. But that is certainly, a big, like, hype thing that they could do. I don't know exactly, once again, what they will end up doing, but I am expecting, personally, something like that. Pretty excited to see what that's going to look like in the November batch. It is unfortunate they didn't implement it here, but once again, I really do feel like the reason they didn't is because some of these units are already super ECA'd, and it's just this batch is already going to be easy because several of these super ECAs, like even if you only rock one the entire way through this, like, you know, you only do like a Majin Buu Saga team because you only have Kid Buu, it's still gonna be easy. You know, you only rock Uncontrollable Power because you only have super EZA Broly, like, it's still going to be easy. Whereas for the 3rd and 4th anniversary, and these units are completely aged out. You know, you're not using any of them. So I do wonder how that boost is going to work. And say, you know, like for December, between the 5th and 6th anniversaries, that, I mean, what year was that? That was 2021, 2020, right? So, I mean, we're going to have units that are even recently EZA'd in some of these batches. You got to think, like, I mean, for example, like, 2020, I believe, is when Tech Ultimate Gohan came out. Like, are we going to see in December he's temporarily boosted? I mean, I don't know, right? Because he just EZA'd. He's still insane right now. So, like, is he going to be even stronger for, like, a month? Or are they just going to ignore units that are already EZA'd? Like, I'm not really sure how this is going to work, and if this is going to be, like, whole new lines to passive, or it's just going to be, like, a percentage boost, or... And I really feel like part of what they may do is just, like, alright, you know, we don't want to individually tackle every single unit, so, like, you know, they just give, like, 100,000 attack and defense to the unit baseline. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. They could go a lot of ways with this. Pretty exciting stuff. But we'll just have to speculate, you know, for another month or so. But definitely will be pretty hype either way, I think. I think we just have, like, one more phase to this. It's been a while since I've done this. A long, long time. But... well, actually, is this the final phase? Once again, long, long time since I've done this. Was that it? No, okay. Oh, yeah, this is definitely it. Okay. Yep. Because this is sort of custom built for the GT Super Saiyan 4, you know, Goku, Vegeta, Gogeta card. And the Broly fight was sort of custom built for the gods. Because, you know, give them type advantage. But yeah, let's pop the domain here. Let him yap. Alright, can we get lucky with rainbow orbs? Obviously, I would appreciate it. Not the worst luck. I would have preferred like one more rainbow orb, but we'll work with it. Obviously, we'll also get some attack support over here, so... I mean, Rose alone should be enough to kill Omega. Now, I have been yapping, to be fair, so I haven't been paying attention to how much attacks we've done, but we're starting off with like a 5 million attack stat. We got 3 rainbow orbs. We're bare minimum gonna get like 2 more supers in here still, especially with all the normals, and mine is 79% decent crit chance and such. I feel like we are gonna cook here. Okay, now super attack. Oh no, one more normal. Now super attack. Oh yeah, we're up to 17.3. He dodged it though. What? No way. Wait, was that like 4th normal? Was that a hidden potential that fucked our 5th? Wait, how does that? Oh, that's interesting. So I guess we already like procced our 10th attack ability. I'm really not sure. Maybe we just haven't gotten enough attacks for it. Okay, I mean, we need one more turn to finish this up then. But Super Janemba will certainly be enough. And then we'll just wrap up. I mean, this has already been going on for about an hour now. I've really just been thinking about the old times, you know. Once again, just crazy to think. 10 years. I mean, That's such a long time. You really got to think. There are people who's, you know, have been alive for, like, I mean, this game is probably like over half as old, even older, you know, than some people. It's, I don't know, it's just crazy to think about stuff like that. 'Cause, I mean, what game do you really see live on for like 10 years with it's like constantly gotten better, constantly grown over time? Like, there's very rare examples. You could say something like, you know, maybe CS:GO is probably pretty old. I don't know exactly, but like, you know, like League of Legends, you know, stuff like that. But it's a very slim amount. It's just pretty cool to see, you know, one of my favorite games or something just really get that treatment. But yeah, that was the sort of mission cleared. We'll show the sort of, you know, accepting here. We have already accepted the other 3, to be fair, but just so you guys can see, it is just, you know, these sort of old units. Clearing with these. Once again, it's the Boss Rush, Stage 3, Infinite Dragon Ball History, Stage 11, just fighting Legend Goku, and any stage of the alternate red zone. But yeah, at that point, we are done with this sort of October batch. We will be making a video or several videos, depending on, I mean, probably several videos, to be honest, depending on exactly how the boost system is going to work. Whether or not we do, like, you know, one video showcasing several, or you know, like one video dedicated to each unit. I really don't know how it's going to work, but certainly a lot of content in a typically dead month upcoming, which is really good. But yeah, we're going to end things here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.